of Yoakley Scott Corporation and your sports network.
Yeah, I've been closer to Jesus before, so can you help me out? Oh, can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? But can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Can you help me out? I've been scared to look in my soul. I've been afraid I would follow the road. Yeah, afraid of the things I've been told.
It's a Thursday. Welcome into Running Point on ysnlive.com. Brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. Anthony Hartwig alongside Ty Bartell. And as you can tell, we're leading off the show with a very special guest. We have senior Hahn Day from Gerard girls basketball joining us. Hahn, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
First and foremost, got to ask about senior year. It's a pretty good season for you guys being competitive. We know you had a pretty good game Saturday. You guys won last night as well, but just talk about senior year first and foremost overall and what the experience has been like this year for you.
It's been a really exciting year. I've been playing with these girls since the 46 league, since I was 8 years old. So I'm just really lucky to be going into senior year playing with the same girls. We're all friends on and off the court, which makes it fun too.
And, you're a multiple sport athlete. You're going to do softball in the spring, I assume, and then volleyball, of course, in the fall. How have you been kind of changing mindsets between, fall, winter, and spring and keeping yourself locked into the season that you're in?
Yeah, we had a really good volleyball season this year, and actually 4 of us volleyball girls all play basketball together, which makes it fun. And we've been practicing really hard, and we basically went right from volleyball season into basketball season. So it was a quick change, but it was exciting to be getting into it and running at practice again because, it's a lot of conditioning.
Going back to the Saturday game, I want to go before you had to step to the line to knock down these shots. What is your routine to kind of clear your head and get yourself calm down in those pressure cooker situations?
I was definitely nervous because earlier in that game, I missed both of my foul shots. So I went to the line and took a deep breath and just followed through. And my coach always tells me when you're shooting free throws, just shoot them. Don't think, because that's when it gets you. So I went to the line with that mindset, and luckily we came up on top.
You've been blessed to see a lot of senior leaders in your career from when you started, and now you get to be the senior leader. What kind of lessons have you learned in your career at Gerard that have taught you how to be a senior leader this time around?
I definitely think playing together with your team and cheering each other on. All of us girls, like I said, are friends, so we push each other in practice. We're competitive on and off the court, so I think that makes it fun as well. Like I said, because we could get on the court during practices and play hard with each other and know outside of practice we're still going to be friends. Even when we get at each other for running and missing shots, we're still teammates at the end of the day.
Who are some of your role models that you take influence for both inside the sport and outside the sport of basketball, whether it be professional athletes that were there before, or just, anybody else? Who are some of your role models?
I would say one of my role models would definitely be Kobe Bryant. I thought he was a great player, and he has a great story. And I love watching NBA. I like watching college basketball as well. Like I said, all of us girls push each other. My coaches, we have been working really hard the last half of the season on hustling. Coach Saxon has been preaching to us about hustling, not even just about missing shots, but just about running up and down the court, whether it's rebound, things like that. Hustling has been our big thing the second half of the season to fix from things we messed up on in the first half of the season.
Let's talk a little bit more about Coach Saxon and what it's like to be under him and what kind of things he's taught you over the last 4 years of basketball and what it's like to be coached by him.
Yeah, he has a lot of experience. He's been there a really long time, and I've been lucky enough to play under our coaches for 4 years. We have a really good coaching staff this year. Everybody is really committed, and they get into it at practice with us. They play with us. Coach Shanker, Coach Durkin, Coach Keggy, Coach Berman, he's our defensive coach. I've been face guarding the last few games, and he always, gets on me for face guarding, whether it's fouling. And lucky enough, there's a lot of us girls that have the ability to face guard. So we're switching between me, Mia Melito, Allison Durkin, Sieja Triplet. We're all capable of, playing together no matter what 5 of us are on the court.
Talking about this regular season winding down, tournament about to start, what's the feeling with you knowing that this is last regular season game coming up and last tournament run for you?
It's really bittersweet, but I just hope tonight we get the win so we could go into playoffs with a good mindset and keep the ball rolling, because we've been finishing off the season on a really good note. All of us girls together. I think it starts at practice. Our practices are definitely harder than they were at the beginning of the season, and I think we realized that once we lost a few games, and we got the first time we played Poland, we got beat pretty bad. And after that game, we went in the gym with a different mindset, and we've been playing a lot better since then. So I'm really excited. I'm excited to play tonight. I actually just texted in my basketball group chat. We all text all day long, to be honest, and all of us girls are excited to play with each other.
We can't let you go without talking about Ezra too, and what it's like to be on the team with her, and how blessed you are to kind of not a lot of siblings get to timing up and being able to play with each other. So what's it been like to share the court with her on volleyball and basketball as well?
I love playing with my sister. We go at it with each other at practice. You could ask any of my teammates. During practices, our coaches will split us up onto 2 teams, and that's always the big joke. When we guard each other, we know we don't know how that's going to go, because we'll go at it at practice. We'll be fouling each other. And but it's been really fun to play with her because we push each other for sure. And I'm excited to go back and watch them all play next year because they all have a lot of talent.
What's it mean to you to have your entire career spent with this Gerrard community? And what has this community, this program, this school district meant to you as a whole?
I love Gerard so much. We really are a family. We support each other, whether it's other sporting events. We all go to the boys' games. We help do stats for them. We go to drama club things, volleyball. We always have student sections and stuff. All of us really cheer each other on and are there for each other. So I've been really lucky to play in such a great district, and I'm gonna miss playing with these girls so much. But I'm so excited to come back next year and watch them all, because I know they all have a lot in store for them next year too. And it's only going to go up from the season as well.
It's not quite time to reflect. You still got some basketball to play, but let's look back on some of your favorite memories of the last 4 years with this basketball program, and what some of your favorite memories have been.
Last year we played at Quicken Loans Arena, which was really cool. It was such a fun experience. We all went to Cleveland, got to see, the locker rooms and everything. And we do reindeer games every day before Christmas Eve, and we split up into 2 teams, and our coach dresses as the elf, and we have to watch Christmas movies, and we do games against each other, and it's honestly probably one of the best days. And also our team dinners every Wednesday before our games on Thursday. We have team dinners where we'll all just sit in the cafeteria and eat for an hour and just talk, and us girls can eat. So it's definitely fun. We all just have so many memories together playing since, like I said, the 46 league, which makes it so much fun. And also on the weekends, we work the 46 league. Us, the varsity teams, we work the 46 league for the little kids on Saturdays and Sundays. And it's always fun to watch their games and remember when we were that young playing and how much they get into the games too.
Any current plans for the post high school experience of as far as colleges, trade schools, or any other plans you have maybe?
Yes, I'm going to college, which I'm still undecided. But I'm going to go to be a pharmaceutical rep. That's my plan as of right now, but I'm still undecided.
Undecided. So, but we will ask, are you someone that wants to stay a little bit close in the area, or do you want to kind of spread your wings and try to
I'm probably going to stay in definitely Ohio, but maybe Columbus. That's what I'm thinking.
maybe the Ohio State University?
Yes, that's what I'm thinking as of now.
Speaking of, those team dinners, it makes me wonder what's the favorite go-to post-game meal for the Gerard girls basketball team after a big win? You're going out, you want to get something to eat after a big win. What's the favorite go-to meal after a game?
Well, we like B-dubs. We like going there on Thursdays for wing night. We also like Black Horse in the Gardens in Gerard. My dad also owns a restaurant, Cafe 422. So when we do team dinner, we always eat that. So we had that actually the other night for senior night, which was good. And then we ended up having a snow day. So we stayed and ate a bunch of food and then got to go home and enjoy the night off. But we definitely are a team that likes to eat. And we actually our coach bought us pizza for working the 46 league. So we had garden pizza, 2 days ago after practice. And they couldn't believe that there was like 10 of us girls went through like 7 boxes of pizzas.
Let the big dogs eat, right? For sure. As of course, we always like to end on with all of our athletes. We want to give them a chance to shout out their support system and those that have been there along the way. So we want to extend that to you now.
Definitely my family. I have a big family, my aunts, my uncles, my grandparents, and they've came to all my games since the 46 league. They come to all my games. My coaches for always pushing me, even when sometimes I don't want to be pushed, they always push me and get me to work harder in practices. My teammates, definitely my teammates, my coaches, my teachers. Without my teammates, they push me every day in practice and they make it fun and enjoyable.
Hahn, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today to kick off the show. I mean, no better way to start. We appreciate the time, of course, and we wish you the best of luck the rest of this basketball season. And who knows, maybe we might catch up with you again during softball.
Yes, or track. But thank you for having me. Yes.
For sport athlete.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Got it. That was Hahn Dede, the senior of Gerard, and volleyball, basketball, softball, track, whatever. 4 letters.
It's like a full-time job being a multi-sport athlete too. It's why, sometimes I ask, what are some of your other hobbies? But it's like, you don't have time for
You don't have time for other hobbies.
or anything like that.
Outside of basketball, I don't know, track and softball. Oh, what about outside of that? Volleyball. Oh.
As we are now probably just a couple minutes away, we have Coach Canarino that's still due up. We have Kara Hahn from the Austintown Wheelchair Falcons today, and we just confirmed Coach Lamb from the Liberty Boys basketball program going to be on tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So guess, you never know who's going to show up on running.
I like that we're going to get both sides of this matchup on Tuesday. I know it went Camel's way, but I want to hear from Coach Lamb too about how Liberty bounces back from that. Still a very good team, and still a lot in front of them as far as goals.
Yeah, and they pretty much flipped. The third quarter and the fourth quarter were exactly the same. 10 points for Camel in the third, 10 points for Liberty in the fourth. So Liberty spark plug. They had a very hot offense in the third and then just kind of lost momentum in the fourth. But, they were a team that twice this year has competed with a very good Camel team. And, hey, Liberty, you never know going into the tournament. This is a very dangerous team, I think, going into the tournament as well.
After Coach Canarino, we'll also have recaps. We'll have picks for tonight as well. A slower Thursday than normal. The girls' basketball season starting to wind down. We have a bunch of teams that are just trying to get some non-conference games to tune up for the tournaments. But still a lot of games to pick. We'll pick those games as well. And we'll have some fun on this episode of Running Point. But before we get to all that, Coach Canarino coming up any minute now.
Yeah, as we know, there's a lot of things we have to get to with Running Point, but we have full schedule. It's just been busy weeks, tournaments all coming up too.
Tomorrow we're also going to be doing our bracket challenge.
Exactly.
So
we got to do the brackets for at least the girls tomorrow. Now we got Coach Lamb coming on.
Also today, Ty, we're going to be diving into the Division 4 district for boys because we have that to do too.
Yeah, and I mean that's gonna. Yeah, I almost forgot about Division 4 too.
Right, we got so much to get to.
Yeah, I mean I love it. I'd rather have too much to get to than not enough to do. So I love it right now.
And while we wait for Coach Canarino, Ty, let's take a quick break. That way we'll just be able to go right from Coach Canarino to our recaps afterwards. So we'll be right back on Running Point on ysnlive.com, brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
New things happen all day. Some are good, some not so good. In today's complicated world, while you're busy working, playing, and living life, we're busy helping you make sense of the day's news. And there's only one place where it comes together with clarity, context, and accountability. It's 21 News at 6 with me, Madison Tromler, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 6. It's what the day's news really means to you.
Welcome home to a home made homier with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. Inspiration starts at BairdBrothers.com and is turned into reality when high-quality hardwoods are delivered right to your home. Baird Brothers has the latest design trends, shiplap and skinny lap interior siding, antique oak rustic flooring. And, well, you'll find them all at BairdBrothers.com. Ordered easily, delivered conveniently, enjoyed comfortably. BairdBrothers.com.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, shop with confidence knowing we're ready to go the extra mile for you. With the largest selection of used vehicles in the Valley, backed by the Greenwood Advantage Warranty. Every one of our vehicles has undergone our own 126-point inspection, so it passes the most important inspection, yours. No other dealership has the extra inventory, gives you extra for your trade, and goes the extra mile for you. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the four words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
For a great vehicle and a great experience, come to Boardman Mitsubishi today. As always, our full lineup of Mitsubishi models comes with a standard 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Boardman Mitsubishi, your hometown Mitsubishi dealer since 1999.
Focus Pizza, always supporting our community and our local athletes. Stop in on game day or score big and have it delivered right to your door. Check out our daily specials at cocaspizza.com. That's Cocos Pizza, we serve it hot.
At Hubbard Chevrolet, Hubbard can help you get the financing you need regardless of your situation. I'm Tony Page, and I've helped thousands of customers in Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania buy a vehicle. Visit HubbardChevy.com to get pre-approved. Remember, folks, Hubbard can help.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University and proud.
Welcome back to Running Point on YSNLive.com, brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. Anthony Hartwig alongside Ty Bartell. And as we still await Coach Giannarino, let's just dive into our recaps here on Running Point. And when he gets here, we'll just hit the pause button and dive back in when he's done. Last night, big night in the Mahoning Valley Athletic Conference as Waterloo got the outright championship with the win over Jackson Milton by the final score of, 58-46 was the final score there in Jackson Milton. The Vikings, they outscored Jackson Milton 18-6 in the final quarter of play. It was tied up at 40 after 3. Jackson Milton actually had the lead after 1 quarter and 2 quarters. They just could not hold on, tied up at 40 after 3, and then Waterloo put their foot on the gas pedal and outscored the Blue Jays 58-46 to win that game and solidify the outright MVAC championship. They were sharing it coming into the night, and Coach Longenecker already says, they're not fans of sharing, so they got that outright title for themselves. And
yeah,
Lady face for it.
Lady Vikings doing a phenomenal job this year. Coach Longenecker doing a phenomenal job. I love the cake celebration. We shared it on our thing. That was
English out of nowhere.
Yeah, Gary English got him out of nowhere.
But you saw he gave her a look, and she got the heck out of there, dude. She knew the storm was coming.
But no, it was a great celebration, and now Waterloo just 2 wins away from an undefeated season inside the conference. If they can overcome both McDonald and Mineral Ridge on the road, they can do that, and that's an impressive feat that not many teams can say that they did.
And this was a game where obviously the situation was in Waterloo's favor. Jackson Milton down to 6 players on the roster now. They went into the fourth quarter with 3 players in four foul trouble. They just could not afford to play aggressive press defense at all. Basically, they had to let Waterloo score and hope that their offense could keep up. And fortunately for the Blue Jays, they couldn't, because they couldn't afford to have more than one person foul out. They didn't have anyone left on the bench.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just an unfortunate situation, but props to Waterloo for taking advantage, getting the win like they were supposed to. That's probably a win down the stretch, too. When you get them in foul trouble, you need to close those ones out. But still props to Jackson Milton for fighting through adversity. They still get themselves a good seed this season in the tournament. And, hey, chips on the shoulder sometimes is all you need to make some tournament noise. So
after everyone playing almost a complete game last night, they have to play again tonight in Columbiana. Their legs are going to be jelly after tonight's game in Columbiana. We're going to welcome in Coach Giannarino from Camel. He has popped into Running Point. Coach, how are we doing today?
Good. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. You're doing really great, too. Big win on Tuesday night over Liberty. Before we get into the detail of this interview, let's just talk about that win. I know it's a big one for you guys. It kind of put a very big separation between you and the rest of the MVAC. What did it mean to you, and what do you see from your team and the flow of the game for that night?
I mean, we knew what was in store for us. We knew Liberty was going to give us their best shot. Playing for the league title. I mean, that's all we could really ask for at the beginning of the season. We know they're a great team. I was just impressed with the crowd there. Their students were loud. Our students were loud. It was a great environment, and just glad we could pull it out.
You guys need just one more win now inside the conference to secure the MVAC title, or at least a share of the MVAC title. Two out of 3 to get it outright, a guaranteed outright title. Just talk to me a little bit about what it would mean for just Camel as a school to get that at least a share of that title and have that year up on that wall again too, and have a share of a conference title in basketball.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time. My first year here 9 years ago, we shared the league when with LeBray and Gerard when Peyton Aldridge was here, or was in high school. So it's been a long time. I mean, just to have that up there that these kids could always come back and see, and be able to brag a little bit that they were able to win a league. And we know it's not going to be easy. Playing Newton Falls twice within a week is going to be tough. LeBray again, we went to overtime with them. We know it's always a tough one playing LeBray. But, I mean, we think we're going to be prepared once tournament starts going through this tough stretch of games here.
Coach, when you look at the expectations for this season, we had you on before the season started, and we had the preview. And obviously with all that you guys gained, the expectations were really high. Now that we're sitting almost at the end of the regular season, how would you compare your expectations to where this team is sitting right now?
I mean, I think we're right where we want to be. We figured the sky was the limit with this group. A lot of unselfishness, a lot of talent, a lot of kids who can do different things. And I think we feed well off each other. I think everyone's bought in. And, I couldn't be happier where we are right now.
Wanted to talk about the YSN player of the game we had for the game against Liberty was Xavier Leonard, just because of his presence in multiple box score categories too. When you have a player like that that's able to lead the team in blocks, be right there in the team lead in assists and steals and rebounds, and then contributing 16 points of offense as well. What's that kind of mean to have a player that can do all on the court like that?
Just like you said, he could do everything. It's just such a safety blanket to have him behind, because he blocks a lot of shots. He alters a lot of shots because he plays above the rim. But he's an awesome kid. He's very coachable. And that's what's great about this group is you critique him and you talk to him, and they don't shy away from it. They want to be coached. They want to get better. They realize when they mess up, and, we hold everyone accountable. And I think that's what makes us so great right now.
Coach, you brought up the crowd on Tuesday night. It was electric on both sides, but your side especially. Before the season started, you told us that people were excited about basketball in Campbell. What's it been like being able to be in these home games and feel the excitement in the community for this basketball team?
Oh, yeah, it's been a fun ride so far. And I know our kids feed off it. That place gets rocking a little bit and momentum hits us, and our kids kind of feed off that, whether it's a big shot or whether it's a dunk or a block or whatever it is. Our crowd does a good job of getting excited, and our kids feed off it. And then it's just cool to come to school and talk to the teachers and, hear about how proud they are, and just love seeing these kids in the papers and on TVs and stuff like that. And we're just enjoying it. It's just crazy to think that it's already February, and that we're almost at the end of the regular season here, when it feels like it just started.
You got a late first matchup with conference opponent Newton Falls on Friday too, and this is a team that won the conference last year. Now you guys get a chance to play them for a share of it. Now, just talk to me a little bit about what we know about Newton Falls going into this, and what you're kind of expecting from the Tigers, and what we can expect from a game.
Oh yeah, we're expecting a tough, hard-nosed battle there. Anytime you go to Newton Falls, you're behind going in there. That place gets going a little bit. They're very well coached. The kids in the system, they know the system well. They execute in that system. But, I couldn't be more impressed with their coaching staff. They lost a lot last year, and just kind of watching film on them, they're tough. They're always in games, and we know it's not going to be easy. And it's kind of weird playing your first time playing them this late in the season, and then we have to play them, 2 of our last 3 games. We're looking forward to the challenge. We're definitely going to see what we're made of here tomorrow night.
Coach, the great teams find ways to keep improving even when they're having success. So from a coaching staff, what kind of things do you want to see your team keep improving on as we go on into the season and into the tournaments?
With us, it's keep being unselfish. I think we kind of tend to get in a little funk when we get a little ISO ball. Sometimes we feel like we have to do everything as soon as we touch the ball, and then when we start sharing it and looking for our teammates and stuff, we're really hard to guard. We feel like whoever's in the court for us, all 5 spots are a threat to score. because all 5 can put the ball on the ground. All 5 can make jump shots, so when we are executing our offense, we're really tough, and we just got to keep moving on that front and just staying humble. After a big win against a rival like Liberty here with the crowd we had, it could be easy to come out flat the next game. So we're just trying to, get in these kids' heads that we still have a long way to go.
Kevin Moore, we know it's closing in on the 1,000 points milestone right now. And I believe he's around 30, 31, 32, I think somewhere
33.
33. Okay. 33, a couple off in the range of getting it. So just talk to me a little bit in the Camel history Camel program, what it would mean to score 1,000 points for the program.
Yeah. It'd be incredible. He's obviously very gifted offensively. And again, from what I've been told, there's only 2 people in the 1,000 point club. So to be that 3rd member will be really special. And the kid deserves it. Like I said, offensively gifted, hard worker, always trying to do extra work. And I couldn't be more proud of the kid.
Coach, I know, we coaches don't like to look at rankings and things like that, but you are number 1 in the YSN power ranking, and you've been there for a while now. And what's it mean to you that quote unquote, media members and experts and kind of see you as far as the cream of the crop in the area with names like East Liverpool and Springfield and Louisville, teams like that you're kind of in that class and you're mentioned with those teams up there?
At the end of the day, it's nice to see that. I think our kids buy a little bit more into that than us as coaches do. It's always nice to be talked about. But again, at the end of the day, that's not going to change what our goals are. It's not going to change. People aren't going to play any less hard because, they're the number 1 ranked team. No, we're going to get everyone's best shot. It's cool to get some recognition for these kids. And I think, like I said, I think they really like seeing that up there.
You guys got ranked number 2 as far as seeding goes, and into the tournament. You guys elected to take the bye. You're going to have a little bit of rest after the regular season. Talk to me in these regular season games. Obviously, goal right now first is to win the league. But what are some of the things you're trying to, I guess, shore up with these last few games before the tournament starts and you get into that little bit of rest period?
Yeah, just execution. We can always be better in everything, defense, offense. But again, with these last 4 games being really tough, it's going to be some good film to watch, and for these kids to kind of see, just like I said before, critiquing themselves, being able to adjust and learn from the tape. And like I said, what better way than 4 tough conference games to get you ready for the tournament?
Coach, before I let you go, a little lighthearted question to kind of relax things. What's your favorite kind of game day thing about game day, getting ready for a game and building up to that atmosphere that you're going to see?
Oh man. That's a tough one. I think it's just, honestly, it's just passing out the jerseys and interacting with these kids and seeing the look in their eyes and, talking game plans with coaches before, but just seeing these kids focused and just ready to compete. And I don't know, just the interaction with these kids before the games is just special.
Continue that question for my final question. What has been one of your favorite memories of this season so far?
Oh man. The first thing that comes to mind was that Cheney game. Just to kind of get that was kind of the first time the crowd was noticeably filled. We always had some big crowds, but I think that game was kind of like, okay, let's see what Camel really has. And I think our student body was the same kind of thing. Okay, Cheney's coming to town. Let's see what we have here. And this place was rocking. And I think that kind of showed people around the area that, we were pretty talented and we kind of were a team that could make some noise.
Coach, you definitely opened the eyes with that win. Congratulations on all the success you've had. We wish you the best of luck in the final stretch of the season. And always thank you so much for the time and coming on with us today.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Coach Nick Canarino from Camel Boys Basketball taking the time to join us. And we, that's the second time we've talked to him. And honestly, probably not enough.
Yeah,
they're putting together an incredible season.
He's featured a lot though with post game interviews.
I know you got him a lot.
Yeah, we've gotten him.
Jealous. I want to talk to the big guy a little bit more.
That's why I wanted to skip over the post game after Liberty and just bring him on the show, because I wanted to talk a little bit more, because it's so close to them winning a conference title. Kevin Moore so close to 1,000 points. So there's a lot of things to talk about, and I didn't want to fit that all into a post game. I'd rather just bring him on the show for a little bit of airtime.
Yeah, we like it. We like it. It gives us something to talk about, and man, is Campbell just on a different level right now? Like,
I mean, every single time. I mean, this is why I think they have really solidified at least a top 2 spot in those power rankings. When Cheney was number 4, beat him. Liberty number 5, beat him. I mean, like they're knocking down these other top teams that are getting ranked right there below them, and I mean, proving and executing exactly why they should be number 1.
All right, let's continue our recaps from last night's action. We already saw the Waterloo win in the final score. We do have some post-game interviews from Jackson Milton and Waterloo's win over the Blue Jays. We're going to talk to Coach Longenecker and Kara English after their win, clinching the MVAC outright in Jackson Milton. Anthony Hartwig here with winning coach Longenecker after the win over Jackson Milton for Waterloo. Man, what a win tonight. Jackson Milton, you knew it was going to be tough. It was tied after 3 quarters of play. Talk about the fourth quarter and your team's ability to finish.
Gritty effort, very gritty effort. Knew we'd have a little bit of a hangover after Monday, and so I was proud that we battled the first half, and we know that Jackson Milton is a very good team, and they played some great defense. But we started to get the ball going at the basket there in the fourth quarter, and they got in a situation where they either let us go or foul us, and then that was going to put people on the bench for them. So we were able to attack and make things happen.
This win gives you the outright title in the MVAC. You said after Monday's game, you don't want to share.
Right.
You don't have to. What's that feel like?
Yeah, that's what we talked about that right away. That was kind of our theme for the evening. We wanted to come in here as co-champs and leave as champs. And, kids, through a great effort, were able to do that.
And I'm sure it's important to do it tonight because you didn't want to let that linger and let that, okay, we have to win it next time against McDonald. So how important was it to you as a coaching staff to win this game tonight and just put it away now?
We honestly, with the kids, I mean, the kids know it. They're smart. That we had 3 games to win 1, but our mantra all year has been next game up. With the small group that we have, we've just been taking life one day at a time. And tonight we knew Jackson Milton would be a huge test for us, and I thought the kids responded well.
Talk about tonight's player of the game, Kara English, 23 points for you. Shared the lead with Rose Couch, who also had 23. Just what a dynamic player, and what a pleasure it must be to coach her.
Yeah, Kara is Kara. There's not too many people you can compare her to. She's very athletic. Her exploits on the soccer field are well documented, as well as basketball. And what I love about Kara, in addition to her athleticism, but most is who she is as a person and her competitive drive. She's a hard matchup. Just about every night she's seeing 2 or more bodies around her. So I'm glad she plays for us.
Coach, now that you have this league championship, how do you keep everyone motivated to go and win these last 2 conference games and put the undefeated season in the MVAC away?
Yeah, well, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but right now it's McDonald. We're not even thinking about Monday's game. We're thinking about McDonald because McDonald's been playing really well the last few weeks, and we're going to need a great effort to be successful over there. So honestly, for us, that literally it's one day at a time, and it's been a great thing for us, through this run to not look back and look too far ahead, but stay focused. So that's what we try to do.
Coach Longenecker, thank you so much for the time, and congratulations on the win.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Anthony Hartwig here with tonight's player of the game for Waterloo after their win over Jackson Milton, Kara English. 23 points tonight. This one was a battle. tied at 40 after 3. You guys really put into a second gear in the fourth quarter. Talk about maybe the conversations that were had between the third and fourth quarter and what you thought the difference was in that fourth quarter for you guys.
I mean, we weren't playing to the best of our abilities, so we talked. We have to pick up our defense. We can't let them drive. We have to contest threes. We have to play better offense, and that's what we did. We just stepped it up.
Man, did you play better defense? You held them to 6 points in the fourth quarter. Talk about what it feels like now that you can officially say that the MVAC is yours and yours alone.
It feels great, but, we still have 2 games, so we just have to get through those first.
Yeah, and Coach talks about it, says the next game up, it's only McDonald. How have you guys embraced that mentality and never look ahead as far as the season goes? A lot of success. It couldn't have been easy.
No, I think that's what has kept our winning streak alive, is just focusing on the next game, not getting too ahead.
Coach talked about your competitive drive and how much it amazes him. What kind of makes you that competitive and gives you that drive to compete no matter what sport you're playing?
Well, I don't like to lose.
You don't like to lose. You're not losing tonight. Kara, you scored 23 points. We talked about your defense. What was working for you tonight on the offensive side?
Driving was working a lot. We just had to find the open spot in the middle and get the ball.
All right, Kara, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Running Point on ysnlive.com, brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austin Down. That was Karen English and Kevin Longenecker for Waterloo after their win over Jackson Milton, 58-46 to clinch that league championship outright. And one of the things I love about Karen English, and you can attest to this too, Ty, because you see her a lot, you talk to her a lot. So unopposing off the court, like soft-spoken, very polite. But when the whistle blows and that ball gets put up in the air, she's like an assassin, man. She will just take your lunch, take your money, kick you when you're down. It doesn't matter, whatever it takes to win.
I'm working on trying to get her to open up a little bit more in the interviews. I think the more she gets these post-game interviews, she's going to get used to the media attention. She's only a sophomore, and she's getting player of the game a lot.
Such a split personality.
Yeah. But no, when she goes on the basketball court, the one thing I always say about her too is, she has a unique ability because she's physical in ways a lot of girls in girls basketball in the area aren't. She might be one of, if not the most physical player around in our coverage area, at least in the YSN coverage area. And that's why she's a tough matchup. You need 2 girls on her. And the thing is, you could be physical with her, but the intimidating thing is she doesn't care. I've seen her get thrown to the ground and just get
several
up.
times yesterday, thrown to the ground, by the way.
Some girls will cry. Some girls, if they get hurt, it hurts. She doesn't care is what's intimidating. She'll get up, look you in the eye, and then keep walking. And it's just like, it's like that MJ Last Dance documentary. It's like, yeah, you just get up and walk away. It's like, whoa.
The few times that her and Carla Blankenford got tangled up in jump balls, it was just great because they're both just like, they'll throw you to the ground.
On the line. Leave it all on the line.
They'll both throw you on the floor and not care about it. You know what I'm like? They'll both, whatever it takes to get the ball. So, there were a handful of times when either, Blankenford would rip the ball out and English would hit the floor hard, or the other way around. They both just popped right back up.
We talk about 46 points between 2 players and Rose Couts and Kara English too. Like Rose Couts is another, like those two. It's been the Rose Couts and the Kara English show.
Yeah, they did it mostly on the drive, and it was a lot in that fourth quarter. Like I said, 18 points in that fourth quarter because Jackson Milton couldn't afford to take away the drive.
When you face
Waterloo took advantage of it and said, hey, we're just going to drive right down the lane. They can't stop us. So all we have to do is play solid defense and finish our layups.
They proved again. Waterloo proved again when you face the Lady Vikings, they're going to put a little bit of English on it and finish it with a kiss from a rose. And it's over like that. These two are phenomenal. And then you throw in these other players. Jewel Lilly is an unsung hero down there for them, and what she's able to do in post presence too, and what she's able to do in that.
Webb hit a pair of big threes in the first half as well.
She's
That's
a
one of those
sharpshooter.
unsung heroes.
Abby Major, too, is one. She's getting confidence at her three-point shot, and she's knocking them down. The Kaylee Webb and Major are two big three-point
And
threats.
then Lily Foster's just a spark plug, man.
She
Total spark
smallest
plug.
girl on the court, and she has one of the biggest hearts. She does not care. She throws her body on the line.
Talk about English not caring. Lily Foster doesn't care one bit.
What makes Waterloo so dangerous is that Lily Foster, Rose Couts, and Kara English can all handle the ball really well as point guards too, and it makes them very tough to deal with.
All right, Liberty got the big win at Campbell Memorial, 52-18. Demi Watson by herself outscored Campbell Memorial. She scored 21 points in that game to lead the Leopards.
Leopards
They got the big win over Campbell.
Leopards were like, okay, you can get the boys game. You could get the boy. We'll take this one. Then they were Lady Leopards are not messing around.
Gerard, as we talked to Seyhan Dede at the start of the show, they got the 67-37 win over Badger on the road. They'll play their second day in 2 days tonight as they travel to Newton Falls. United got the win in overtime over Ursuline, 51-46. Big non-conference win for the Eagles heading into tournament time.
I knew this was going to be a good game because that Ursuline team is nothing to scoff at. They've gotten better as the season's gone along, and I'm going to tell you, watch out for that Lady Irish team as next year rolls around, and watch out for them even going into the tournament. Coach Scott doing a good job over there.
Champion rolled in Crestview, 58-42. The Flashes shine bright.
Yeah, and I mean it's a big win for them too, as Champion able to beat Crestview at home. Not many teams have been able to do that.
By the way, is going to go to Champion on Saturday.
That's going to be a fun game.
Be a good one.
That's going to be a really good one, and it'll test them too, because that's Scarlet versus
Waterloo's biggest non-conference test since Alliance to open up the season.
It'll be interesting too. It'll be interesting measuring stick wise to see where they're at.
Fitch gets the thriller. That's the only way you can describe that game. A wild, nuts, thrilling 57-56. They get the win. Ty, you were there. You called the game. Talk about it. What you saw from both teams and what Fitch was able to do to pull it out.
Copley's actually a surprisingly tall team. They have a lot of height on them too. So it was almost similar to a West Branch situation where Fitch was going into, where height-wise, I mean, West Branch might be a little bit taller than Copley, but similar in just a height disadvantage everywhere around the court. And Fitch had to battle through that, and Copley actually had a lead for a majority of the first half, and Fitch was battling through. It was down by like 7-8. They battled it back to 2. Copley would get it back to 7 or 8. Then in the third quarter, Fitch started going on a run. Everyone started hitting shots. They went up by as much as, I think, 10 at one point. Copley shrunk the lead, and it was back and forth. These were two really good teams. Copley had 3 girls in double digits, including Shelby Emick, who scored 20 on the night. And
that AU girl.
Yeah, AU scored 18.
Made some plays, put a pretty good stretch, plays down the stretch.
Yeah, Cami AU. But Fitch had 4 girls with 10 or more points, and that definitely helped with the win, and that's why we had 2 players in the game.
I was able to catch the end of the game because my game started at 6. Your game started at 7. Ayla Ray in the fourth quarter was just like whatever I put up is going in. It was
she scored
something to watch.
She's very similar to those players where we say, like we talked about Xavier Leonard on the boys. She's one of those that she does it all. She's very good passer. She does good rebounding. She can block a shot. She could steal. I mean, she is the do-all player for that. Creaky's your big scorer. She'll put up your 20-point in games, and she's the sniper too from distance. And Ayla Ray is pretty much she's the point guard.
I think the scariest thing about Ayla Ray is, and I saw it last night in the fourth quarter several times, little mid-range jumper that she can pull up in the high post. That's scary. She's
getting good with that, and she's starting to get a little bit more confident from 3. As one thing I want to note too, Rachel Spalding, the freshman, nailing 4 big threes for 12 points last night throughout the game. I mean, this is a Lady Falcons team that's returning all but 1 girl next year.
There's a reason the basketball is named Spalding. It's meant to be in her hands.
Yeah. And I mean, the Spaldings, we know about that. We know about what they've done too in softball. So
Lydia Spalding gets started this weekend in Penn State, by the way.
Yep. The Spaldings are not strangers to athletics.
You had the chance to talk to Jeff Wilson and, like you said, co-players of the game after. Let's hear what everyone had to say in their post-game press conferences from Fitch after their 57-56 win over Copley.
Welcome back, everyone, as I am here with winning coach, Coach Jeff Wilson, after a 57-56 thriller over the Copley Lady Indians. And, Coach, first and foremost, one thing I want to note on, I mean, this one was one where you were giving up a height advantage to Copley. I mean, and I think that was clear and apparent going into this one. What is a win against a team like this? Because, you know, eventually down the line, if you're going to keep winning in the tournament, you're going to see a team like this. So what does this kind of win do for the confidence as you faced a couple of taller teams, though, this year as well?
Yeah, we have. I mean, most of our games, we are a little undersized. Before the game, I said, where did you get these girls? Like, they're so tall and long. And but to win against a team like Copley, I mean, they're very well coached. I mean, he had us scouted well, our out of bounds plays and other sets. And that's a really, really good team. And it'll prepare us, you know, for Saturday, even though it's a little different style with Kent McKinley, but a quality program coming in here Saturday, and it's just pulling that game out. You know, if it went the other way, it'd be kind of a heartbreaker. But pulling that game out is just huge for confidence.
As far as the first half was concerned, Copley was maintaining a good tempo, and they were holding momentum, really not letting they would get the lead up to 7. You guys get it back within 2, but third quarter is when it started clicking. You started taking a big lead, went on a big run of your own. What was said in the locker room to spark that offense?
You know what? Just a couple minor adjustments about where to be in their 1-2-2 3-quarter court. We haven't faced any defense like that all year. I told them all day yesterday, you know, preparing that it's going to be a different kind of game, and you know, just kind of positioning where we were against it, I think helped in the second half, and kind of moving. You know, we pulled. Coach Dubek said to me, and I agreed with him, that we should move Ayla bringing the ball up because she has a little more height to see over those girls, and that freed up, you know, some shooters and people to drive.
Talk about the play of the team overall. 4 different girls in double digits and scoring. I mean, talk about when you can get contributions like that, especially from like freshman Rachel Spalding hitting 4 big threes throughout the game.
Oh my God, yeah.
What does that do for a young team that is going into a tournament now?
I'll tell you what, Rachel, she's you know, all year I've been telling her, just be confident, be confident. That first 3 she hit at the beginning of the game, I mean, she just caught it in stride and shot it, was shot ready. And you know, when she shot ready and it shoots of confidence, she's doing a great job. I mean, especially being a freshman. I mean, she had a great game against Boardman the other night, had 10, and I think she was more than 10 tonight. And so that's great, playing your best basketball as a freshman at the end of the season. Just helps out, and she's done a great job.
Both Ayla Ray and Cara Perone are sharing player of the game tonight.
Nice.
Cara Perone, just for what she was able to do defensively, having some tough assignments the entire night. And then Ayla, of course, for just her play down the stretch in the final few minutes of the game. Big rebounds, big free throw sunk to give the lead. Talk about the play of these 2 players in particular, and with both of them being in double digits and scoring as well. I mean, big parts for the victory tonight.
Yeah, you know, just kind of piggybacking on what you're saying, you know, 4 girls in double figures, and Cara did. She had some tough assignments. You know, she does. You know, she's our biggest girl. Her and Jordan Binney coming off the bench, so they got to guard the big. And Cara's not actually like a natural 5. I mean, she's kind of playing out of position, but she does a nice job in it, and she's so coachable. I mean, when I say the greatest kid in the world, you know, she is. And Ayla, you know, I moved her on to number 5, who had a phenomenal game. She's a heck of a player for Copley, and Ayla did a really good job denying her and not letting her get some threes off. So both players, and really the whole team, Destiny, Zeta, girls off the bench. I mean, and I told the bench, you know, your energy helped us too. You know, everybody had a part.
Talking about this now, I mean, final regular season game, you guys played the full 22, and 14-8 is what you're going to finish. Just talk to me a little bit real quickly on taking this team from a 5-win team last year, and it came in a very young team as well. And I don't think expectations were certainly not this high, but I think you guys have exceeded a lot. Talk to me about being able to win 14 games on the season with this young team, and the future looking ever so bright for Austintown right now.
Yeah, you know, it's like I've said before, you just come and you work hard, and you get your reps in, and you be coachable, and good things are going to happen. You know, I do think they're a little ahead where I saw them being, you know, but we've beefed up that schedule next year, and you know, it's going to be tough to replicate. But if they put the time in and work as hard as they worked, we'll be doing some good things.
Final question for you, Coach, as we never like to look ahead, but now with the regular season is we can finally look a little bit towards the tournament. Saturday, you've hinted at it. You got Canton McKinley. You're the 18th seed. They're the 20th, so you get to host this matchup against 6 and 12 McKinley. Just talk to me a little bit about what you've seen from the Bulldogs and what it means to be able to host a tournament game this season.
Being able to host a tournament game is a big accomplishment, I feel, for this young team. Not having to drive an hour and a half away to play, on a Saturday at 1. And, Canton McKinley, they're 6 and 12 on paper, but I'll tell you what, they're really good. And they got a girl Stokes who's phenomenal. And the really up and down, well coached, Coach Bowden, and, just really, really good team. And, Federal League, you could throw those records out, and the team that's in the basement of the Federal League would win most leagues around here.
It's going to certainly be an interesting matchup. Again, that is Fitch versus Canton McKinley right here in Austintown, Saturday, February 12th, 1 p.m. tip-off time. Coach Wilson is the winner here tonight, 57-56 in the final regular season game over Copley and the Lady Indians. Coach Wilson, thank you so much.
Go Falcons.
Welcome back, everybody, as I am here now with one of the co-players of the game tonight, and Kara Perrone, who, again, one of those 4 Lady Falcons in double digits in scoring tonight, but also had some tough assignments defensively throughout the night. And just going to that defense, first and foremost, talk to me about the defensive assignments you were drawing and what you did to find some success against girls you were given a height advantage to.
Right. They were all, 5'10" or bigger. So we are a very small team. So we had to really take that on in a different way that we've never experienced before. We all had to front the big, which was new for a lot of people. I have fortunately been able to experience that with girls in Cheney and Beechwood, getting out there. But I was trying to encourage my teammates to do the same and giving them tips and timeouts and during halftime to how to defend them to the best of our ability.
Being one of the junior leaders for this squad, too, what does it mean when you see players like Rachel Spalding contributing with 12 big points, all 4 of them coming from 3-point distance? What does that do to help this team with confidence and really getting that offense going?
Oh, Rachel's an amazing player. When she's on, she's on. And, that really helped us. Before the game, we were actually talking about if we are all able to contribute double digits, it takes the pressure off Zeta, who is an amazing scorer. But it takes the pressure off of her and allows us to share the ball and score more efficiently.
Talking about that second to third quarter adjustment, halftime adjustment, I should say, you guys came out with a really big run in the third quarter that helped you guys take a lead by as much as 10 at one point. What was working so well on offense, and what was those talks like with Coach Wilson in the locker room?
Yeah, at halftime, I kind of stepped up. I was like, we're only down 4. We can come out. Because after halftime into the third quarter, we go either way. We either play really well or we have some lulls and the other team steps up. So we were like, we need to come out. We're only down 4 and we could win this game.
These close games too, it's always nice to come out of the winning end, as this is now your last regular season game, and you guys go to 14-8 on the season. Being one of those girls that played on last year's team to this year's team, talk up to me about the success and the growth that you've seen from that 5-win team from last year, a 14-loss team to a 14-win team now this year.
Right. This has been a major adjustment, and I really give credit to every single one of those girls. We have been working our butts off in the gym, and we just come in every day with that winning mentality and do everything we can to get that winning season.
Final question for you, Karen, then we'll let you go. As now that the regular season's over, we can, of course, now start talking about the tournament. How excited are you to be able to host a tournament game against Canton McKinley?
Oh, we are so excited and can be ready.
As that is going to be Saturday, February 12th at 1 p.m., Fitch hosting Canton McKinley. Kara Perrone, your co-player of the game tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
That was Coach Jeff Wilson and Kara Perrone after the game on last night. Fitch beating Copley 57-56. Anthony Hartwig alongside Ty Bartell. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have Kara Hahn of the Fitch wheelchair basketball team, along with Brian Vaverka, the program director of Adaptive Sports Ohio, talking with us about wheelchair basketball in the area and what it means to them to have it set up. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have both those people on. Running Point brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
Every customer has a story, and at Greenwood Chevrolet, we are committed to making sure it ends with you in the right vehicle. I get to be part of somebody's adventure, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their finances. They trust me to take care of them, and they trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Working with your family can be stressful at times, but because they're family, you know that you're going to get a loving, honest answer, even when things don't make sense to any problem. Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and caring answers to all of your questions. Family, like Medicare, isn't always perfect, but when you put others first, the results can be amazing.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance.
It's storm season,
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
and Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye
On air,
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
online,
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
on social media, and on our app.
Notice we'll have scattered showers on Thursday.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
A severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsurancesolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
Welcome back to Running Point on ysnlive.com, brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. Anthony Hartwig with you, alongside Ty Bartell. And we are going to be joined by guests here on Running Point. It's going to be Brian Vaverka, the program director of Adaptive Sports Ohio. And, excuse me, let me just get my cursor. Oh, there we go. And Carol Hahn, the who runs the Austintown Fitch wheelchair basketball team. So we're going to pop them both in, and we're going to thank them for coming on. Hey, guys, how are we doing today?
Hey, good afternoon.
Hi.
First and foremost, I'm so excited to be able to have you two on and to be able to kind of highlight this program. It's a program that I know has started in the last few years too. I believe 2017 is when the Wheelchair Falcons started. First and foremost, Carol Hahn, I want to give you the chance to introduce yourself, and I want to give you the chance, because we've done this with all of our basketball teams, chance to meet the team this year.
Well, hi, everybody. I'm Kara Hahn. I am the coach for the Austintown Wheelchair basketball team. And and we this is our 5th year being on, having a team in the league. And so you just want me to tell you who's all on the team?
Yeah. Give me some of the people on the team. Yeah, the names of the team.
Okay. Yeah. So first of all, the team is made up from grades 1 through 12. So the whole district can join the team. We have kids with disabilities and kids without disabilities on the team. The kids without the disabilities just kind of get us to the right number to be able to have enough, as we're still building teams and still recruiting more kids with disabilities. First of all, the youngest on the team is my son, Justin Hahn. He is and then we have I was going to do it by grade, but I can't. I don't know all their grades offhand. But then we have Gabriel Myers. He's number 12. We have Jackson Detchen. He is number 4. We have Franklin Nicola. He's number 13. Leaf Dietrich. He is number 15. We have Bobby. Oh my gosh, his last name. Bobby P. He's number 23. We have Kyle Miller, who's number 20. We have Logan Linden, who is 14, and we have 21. So there are 9 members of our team. We're working on a 10th. He was on the team before, but he has been out with COVID. So we're working. We'll say his name too, Isaiah Campbell. So he would be our 10th player.
What were some of the key factors in getting this team started and its continued success, as you've had it for quite some time now?
So getting it started. So the hardest part of getting this team started is finding the athletes, finding the kids with the disabilities who qualify to be on the team. also adding on the able-bodied players to help out. Getting, the schools help, because I'm not in the school. I'm not a teacher, so I'm not in the schools. So getting their help, don't know the kids, So that's probably the biggest part. Our first couple years, we were all of the athletes were pretty young. And so we, while we were playing against teams with, kids in high school, we had kids in the intermediate school and the elementary school. So we couldn't shoot. We had like one kid on the team that could shoot. So, building older kids, getting more of the older kids involved to join with the younger kids was big. And so now we have a team that is doing amazing. We just there's a team, and the whole program started, and we just almost beat them last week, and we gave them a run for their money. I think it was like 23-29 at the end, but we were winning a couple of those periods. So I think just building the team and getting these guys used to playing together, getting them used to playing in their chairs, and just keep on building, keep on adding more kids. That's really the success. That's how we get the success, right up for our teams. So.
Mr. Brian Vaverka, I want to extend this next question to you. This one, just Adaptive Sports Ohio. What is the mission of Adaptive Sports Ohio? And to go along with that, what does it mean to you to be able to provide an opportunity to so many disabled kids to be able to participate in a sport?
Yeah, thanks, Ty, and it's great to be here with you all. Adaptive Sports Ohio, our mission is to give individuals with physical disabilities, an opportunity to play. And we do that by giving them all types of programming opportunities, but also by, removing as many barriers as we possibly can, like the equipment that we use for them to play. So for Kara's basketball team, for instance, 10 players on the team, and they loan their equipment through our program at Adaptive Sports Ohio. So at about $3,000 per chair, we're looking at a $30,000 cost just to help with that program run and removing that barrier of access of the equipment for those kids. But, all of us have a lot of experience just watching sports or playing sports, and we know how much that can mean to someone. Let's say someone going through middle school or high school, wearing that Letterman jacket, wearing that team jersey, playing in front of all their fans. It means so much to someone. And so if we can give that opportunity to some of these kiddos that have never had a chance to do that before, it can really be something special to them. And so right now we do have 6 teams in our league for our Ohio Interscholastic Adaptive Sports Wheelchair Basketball League. And we're very happy that we can do that, mainly for teams in Northeast Ohio right now. But we are looking to expand all over across the entire state. And we do have one team onboarding in the Dayton, Ohio area. That's Beaver Creek school system. And so really, we're just looking to give this opportunity to even more people because we know how much it really means to these kids.
Brian, you're obviously passionate about getting this up and going and getting everything they need to build this even further. Was there a life experience that you went through or a moment in your life that made this such a passion project for you and made you so passionate about getting this up and running and getting this to grow as much as it has?
Yeah, Anthony. So a little background on me. I grew up in the Cleveland, Ohio area, so this has always been my home. When I went to Ohio State for school, I was studying physical education and health education there. And through that program, I took a lot of adaptive education classes as well. And I had the chance to go to Alaska, Anchorage, Alaska, to help Special Olympic athletes with visual impairments. And so this was just an incredible opportunity. And so, for example, we were able to give these kids, track and field, soccer, beat baseball, goalball. But the one that really, sparked my attention was archery. So think about this. We're taking, students with visual impairments, ages 6 to 18, into an archery center. And we're helping them shoot, which sounds so crazy. And of course, we have all the safety precautions. Each of them had a guided partner as well to help make sure they're aiming in the right direction. And we have balloons on the targets. So that way, if they hit the target, they hear the balloon pop and they start dancing around and getting all excited. And so that was really my first impression of just really seeing the impact that these programs can make, on these individuals that have a visual impairment or physical disability. So going through my time through my graduate program and some other work, I just really embedded, a lot of my time in these people and in these communities. And so to come back to Cleveland and work for Adaptive Sports Ohio in this, I have the chance to do it for so many others. And as you can tell, it definitely brings me a lot of joy.
Kara, going to you real quick, what kind of sparked the interest for this interview and made me really want to reach out to you guys? I see the article about you guys beating Talmadge, and I read into it a little bit too, and it immediately sparked my interest. Talk to me about that game. Who were some big contributing factors, and what that win meant for the team?
So we actually just played them twice. I'm not sure which one that you saw. The first game, honestly, it's a whole team effort here. All of my older kids, so Franklin Nicola and Jackson Dietrich, Detchen Leaf Dietrich, Kyle Miller, those guys those four work so well together, like an oil machine now. We've been working on that for a couple of years, so it's exciting to see them all come together and work together. This is really the first thing before coronavirus, before all that. We had a pretty good season too, where we I think ended up in third place overall, and that's what we're working to get back to, because I had to step away for 2 years, a year, one season, I'm pretty sure, during the whole coronavirus thing, because I had a baby and everything. So I'm working on getting these boys back to where we left off at, and it's just so exciting. The Talmadge game itself, both of them were double headers, and so both the last times we played, the first one we played against Jackson, and then the second one we played Talmadge, and both of those games were amazing. We did amazing, and then our second matchup with Talmadge was Worcester, and then Talmadge. So that was also another amazing weekend. And but the team works so well together. The younger guys really look up to the older ones and really try to get to the same level as the older ones. It's really great to see. It's fun. We had a lot of fun playing Talmadge.
Karen, when you're talking about Fitch's team and looking for players, is it like just Fitch students, or is it if a student goes to a school that doesn't have wheelchair basketball, can they come and be on your team as well?
So as of now, it's just Fitch students. We are working on a way to join some teams, join some teams together. But you have to have like a maximum of so many athletes or students in the schools for both schools. So piggybacking on what Brian said about expanding, we're also starting a Boardman wheelchair basketball team. We're working on getting that up and running. And I think that they are South Range is joining them because there's the right amount of students. That's the plan anyways, as of so far. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so as of now for Austintown, it's just Austintown students. But like I said, there's kids with disabilities and then kids without, both on the team. The difference is I can only disabilities in a game. So many on the roster, so you can only have 5 per roster and then 3 per game, and then they each only get 6 points a game. So that just makes it a little bit more, fair for the kids with disabilities to get, help you get your points too. You don't want it all to lie on the kids without disabilities. So there's like stipulations to be able-bodied on the team. But yeah, it's a really good matchup. But yeah, as of now, it's just Austintown.
Brian, if there's a school that wants to expand, is Adaptive Sports Ohio the place to kind of go through if they're interested in expanding and getting the equipment to be able to have programs such as this?
Yeah, absolutely, Ty. So we constantly try to reach out to athletic directors, special education directors, superintendents, school principals, and we try to let them know, some of the benefits of this program that we run and try to help them in coordinating the process of getting a team started. It definitely takes a little bit of time, but Adaptive Sports Ohio, we're here every single step of the way to start that process to make sure they're ready for the upcoming season. And we try to offset as many of the financial fees. We try to offset, as much of the time on their side. For example, as the commissioner of the league, I help schedule all the games. I help train and schedule all the officials. We provide the equipment and also storage for the equipment. We can help with jerseys. So we try to make it as easy as possible for schools to start their teams. Really, it just starts off with them coming to us with that ask, saying, hey, how can we go about doing this? Or we want to help our students. There's a lot of districts that are constantly looking to improve ways for their diversity, equity, inclusion in their district to meet Ohio standards. And this is an excellent way for them to do that. So we have invitation packets sent out. We have a lot of friends and contacts in the area because once they get to see the game, they fall in love with it. And how can you not? If any of you out there were trying to come to one of our games or even our state championship basketball game. It's going to be at Kent State University. They're hosting us on Saturday, March 12th at 5 p.m. And we're going to be selling tickets. We're going to have an online stream of the game. And if anyone could tune in to see that game, it'll make you fall in love with it. And again, it's impossible not to when you see the smiles on these kids' faces, when you see their competitive spirit, when you see them representing their school. It really is, a full-time athletics event. And it's awesome that we can help, establish that in different school districts.
Brian, I'm wondering how much communication or contacts you have with like the MRDD, schools like Leonard Kurtz, Fairhaven, stuff like that, for kids that don't necessarily go to a public school, but are still students of high school age with disabilities and things like that.
Yeah, that's a great question. The way our league and our policies and procedures are set up right now, it is all school district based. And so right now, the larger public schools are going to have more student enrollment. It's going to be a little bit easier for them to form those teams. As Kara was mentioning earlier, we do have that cooperating partnership agreement where two different districts or two different school systems could come together to potentially form one team. But we also do have community-based sports as well. So, for example, in the Youngstown area, we have drop-in basketball where they can just come and participate just with themselves. We'll provide the equipment. We'll provide, other athletes to help scrimmage against them. We'll do some drills. We also would do, for example, a drop-in power soccer event. For power wheelchair soccer is for people with some more severe disabilities that have a little bit lower function. And again, those you don't have to sign up for. You don't have to, RSVP or let us know ahead of time. You can just come show up. And so we do have opportunities that do go beyond just our wheelchair basketball league. And we hope that the audience can really find those, because it's difficult for us to know exactly who is out there and reach the entire community, but we do our best to do that.
Kara, question for you, or more or less just an opportunity for you to highlight the program. If anyone's interested in joining your program, where do they get a hold of you at, as well as where, if they want to come and see one of your games, where can they find a schedule, or where can they find you guys playing next?
Yeah, so if you are in Austintown and you want to join our team, even if you're homeschooled in Austintown, as long as you're in that district, you can reach out to the athletic director in Austintown and he can get you in contact with me, or you can reach out to me, one-on-one. My email address is Kara, Cara.Hahn, Hahn, at adaptivesportsohio.org. And then we also, all of our information for adaptive sports is info@sportsohio.org. And as Brian was saying, there's more opportunities than just the basketball team. We also, for school districts, we also provide track chairs, so that way kids with physical disabilities can join their track team, be part of their track team and still participate. Actually, if you look at Brian right now, in the picture behind him is a track chair for track and field. And there's the other side. And then there's also field throwing chairs that you can sit in and you can throw and be a part of your track and field team too. So, and that's open to any Austintown. Brian, I'm not exactly sure on the date of that, but Brian can let you know. But there's a training to get you your equipment, to get you on your team, and that's for anything. There's 3 different trainings, I think, in all of Ohio, and the one that is taking place at the intermediate school in Austintown. So that's another way. And then, like he said, we have a lot of community-based programs too. There's lots of places that you can get involved with the Adaptive Sports Ohio, or you can come join my team too. You can join the Austintown basketball team and still do the community-based programs too. So,
Brian, I want to real quickly extend that question. I don't mean to cut you off, Anthony, but I want to also give Brian the chance too. If they're looking to get any information from you, or if they're looking to reach out to you, Brian, I want to give you the chance to give them an opportunity of where they can find you at.
Yeah, thanks, Ty. I would say definitely first and foremost, checking out our website, adaptivesportsohio.org, checking out all of our social medias. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, looking at those, for Adaptive Sports Ohio. And then our main email that we like to use is just simply info, INFO, at adaptivesportsohio.org. And, to go off of what Kara was saying as well with that track and field, to answer her question, we're going to be in Youngstown at Austintown. That's going to be Saturday, February 26th, running a clinic for both coaches and athletes that are looking to learn more or get involved in their track and field teams within their school system. Right now, we have around 100 different athletes with physical disabilities that are involved in their track and field teams. And hopefully we grow that number even more because we know those athletes are out there. And a lot of times you build up a lot of strength and athleticism from using those wheelchairs or from using any assistive devices. And so we want to try to give them a chance to be involved in that too. I'm more so out of the Cleveland area, where Kara is more out of that Youngstown and Austintown area. But we try to represent the entire state of Ohio. So we hope that anybody around the state could come to us with those questions and hope to get more involved.
Guys, as someone with a disability myself who has played Special Olympics through high school, I can't thank you enough for all the work that you do. It means a lot to me and YSN, and we love having you on today. Thank you for the time. Thank you again for all the work that you do for high school students with disabilities that just want to compete like everybody else.
Thanks so much for having us, Anthony, and
Thank
we
you
really
so much.
appreciate the opportunity, and go Falcons.
Hey, we look
our next
forward to
home
talking
game.
to you guys again sometime.
Next home game?
Thank
Kara?
you so much. Our next home game is February 19th at 10 a.m. We play at Austintown Middle School. Come out and watch us.
There you go.
Awesome.
It's
February
free, no cost.
Yeah, it's
So,
free.
We'll be pushing that for you too, Kara. February 19th,
Thank you.
10 a.m. at AMS. Get out there and catch a game too. And Brian Vaverka from Adaptive Sports Ohio. Thank you guys so much too. We hope to be talking to you again real soon.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Take care. Have a great weekend.
You as well.
Whew. That was just an awesome interview.
I'm so happy we were able to get that too, because I mean, you want to talk about unique guests and just and something that's a little bit different than what we've been talking about. It's been a lot of the tournament basketball OHSAA, but this is something trying to open up the sport of basketball now to other groups, and that's phenomenal too. Because I mean, as being as huge of a basketball nut as I am, and a huge fan of the sport, I think this is just great for the sport to be opened up to other people.
Yeah, and we've always on Running Point, we've always from when me and you started in August, one of the goals was to talk about athletes in sports that weren't talked about or felt like they weren't talked about enough. And this falls right into that category, right into our wheelhouse. And I'm so happy that we were able to shine a light on the wheelchair basketball athletes in the area.
Give me a check mark next to that basketball coach for Fitch. Now we got all
Coach scored.
Bang, bang, bang. And we had the wrestling coach. So bang, 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 bang.
That's everything at Fitch. What else can we do?
We're sweeping we're
sweeping Fitch Bowling, because Fitch Bowling has a senior night. So maybe we'll get Fitch Bowling coming on soon.
That'd
be the Falcon sweep.
That'd be awesome too. And then I mean, and great job too on Kara getting Brian Vaverka to come on too from Adaptive Sports Ohio. And I mean, it's a program too that I mean she was talking about, and I looked into it a little bit. He threw the website in. It's adaptivesportsohio.org, and what a great program with a great mission to be there to help kind of fund the cost. Because I'm sure, as you know, Anthony, too, just the equipment for some of the stuff it's not cheap.
Yes, Friday will be at Fitch Bowling Senior Night. I said it. Now I want to kind of push it and be on the right date. Friday at 3:30 at their home alley, which is Amron Lanes in Canfield. So that'll be the senior night for Fitch. The festivities for senior night will begin at 3:30. So make sure if you're a Fitch fan, you want to go out and support some Fitch athletes, you get out to senior day or senior night. I don't know what you want to call it. 3:30, day, night, kind of in between. Senior afternoon, at Amron Lanes in Canfield for the Falcons bowling team.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. As bowling, we've had bowling on the network too throughout the season as well. So I mean, we get it as well.
Bowling, we can do that.
We've done it. It's been on the network. But I mean, so happy that we're able to get some, like we said, coverage for sports and coverage for teams that weren't getting it necessarily before. So
it's really hard to go off of that and then continue our recaps. But we do have other stuff to get to that we have to do. Western Reserve gets to win last night over Lisbon, 49-19. Top Blue Devils. Lindsley cools off East Liverpool on boys basketball, 74-54. They get to win over the Potters. Also in boys basketball, the Rockets waste no time with Sebring 72-23. They get the win. And also in boys basketball, Heartland Christian shows their teeth a little bit. 73-41. They get the win over Lisbon.
And you know what? That's actually a really big win, I think, for Heartland Christian, for a Lisbon team that just beat Wellsville too, and is throwing wrenches all over that EOAC and is competitive with everyone. And Heartland Christian handling business the way they did. I mean, everyone kind of was scoffing at Heartland's schedule beginning of the season, but I mean, every single game they look kind of like the real deal to me.
Mm-hmm. Marlington made it no fun. They went and won the EBC outright with a 51-37 win over West Branch. So no fun in the EBC. We'll have Marlington as the lone champions up there with one loss in the league. West Branch finishes third now, and Salem will finish second with 2.
I mean, you got to figure, too, if we had the Dukes under YSN coverage, they'd be at the tops of those lists, too, for power rankings. I mean, you beat Salem twice, West Branch once in a season. I mean, just props to Marlington. They have a good squad over there.
And they beat Canfield as well.
Yeah, that's a great conference alone, too. So,
3 of the top 5 teams in that conference, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah.
The other 2 being Perry and Poland in the top 5. So, yeah, big conference. Marlington, congratulations on the win. They look good. Salem got the win in Alliance to complete the EBC slate for the Quakers. They will play tonight in Massillon Jackson. So 2 games and 2 nights for Salem. This might be the biggest test for the Quakers all season.
Salem was perfect with the exception of Marlington this season, too, in the EBC. So they were, I mean, they had a phenomenal conference season, one where a lot of teams usually win. 2 losses isn't that bad of a record to have, especially in an 8-team conference.
Unfortunately for them, it just came against the same team.
Yeah, it just came against, exactly the same team.
They were rooting hard. I mean, I know it's crazy for Salem fans to fathom this, but they were rooting hard for West Branch last night, hoping that somehow they could get a share of the EBC title, but it was not to be. Marlington put their best foot forward and got the win. Once again, the final score there, 51-37.
Yeah, and I mean, Marlington, like we said, props to them.
All right, Ty, it is time for Division 4, the tournament. And you talk about districts. Division 4, just like the girls, I think, has the most YSN teams in the 20-plus team district of any of the divisions.
I believe you're correct, yes.
And I think also some teams are in different divisions on girls and boys. So you might see some new teams here in the boys that are on Division 3 in the girls. It's not exactly cut and dry the same. So we're going to bring up the district seedings first, as we always do. And then we will go into each bracket and where these teams are kind of lined up and where they're going to play. Ty, as I bring this bracket up, and I know you've had the chance to look at the brackets, real quick, what are some teams that you think in Division 4 that have a really good shot at making a run?
I mean, first and foremost, the favorite pick, I mean, seeded number 2, and they're over in that Struthers bracket, it's Lowville. Lowville's looked really good. They've played some tough competition, and they've contended with a lot of really good teams this year. And with them and the way that they're stationed right now, they got that bye that first game. But get this, the winner of Valley Christian and Southern will play Lowville, and I think that's going to be a solid game of no matter who comes out of that, and that's going to be a close one as well. The fun thing with Division 4 is a lot of these teams have already kind of played each other and beaten up on each other, and Division 4 has been, at least on the boys' side, one where we've seen, Anthony, that anybody really has beaten anybody on every given night. And most of these teams, too, especially in conferences, are in instances where they're 1-1 against each other going into the playoffs.
All right, let's go into the seedings, just straight up 1 through, let's see, there are 26 seeds, excuse me. So the 1 seed in Division 4 is going to be Matthews. They came into the voting with a 17-1 record, and they're definitely a team that's not in the YSN family that everyone needs to understand and talk about.
Yeah, they're a solid squad, and Matthews definitely real deal. We've seen the scores they've had against some of the YSN teams. They could put it up.
Lowville is the 2 seed, Heartland Christian the 3. So YSN claims 2 of the top 3 teams in Division 4. St. Thomas Aquinas gets the 4 seed, and John F. Kidney gets the 5. So YSN with 3 of the top 5. Not too shabby. We move on. Bristol is the 6, Wellsville the 7, Lisbon the 8, Badger the 9, We have Valley Christian being the 10. Move on. We have Wyndham as 11. Berlin Center Western Reserve as 12. That's a dangerous 12 seed.
Yeah.
If they can get healthy, that's a dangerous 12 seed, I should say, because, of course, on Tuesday night, they were playing without David Altier, and Gabe Platt went down in the first quarter with injury that we don't know the severity of at all. So if they're healthy, they're a dangerous team for sure. Another dangerous team is Jackson Milton. They're the 13 seed. Brookfield 14. Lake Center Christian is going to be 15. McDonald 16. Shocker 17. Southern is 18. Fairport Harding is 19. You have 20 as the Academy of Urban Scholars. Maplewood 21. You have Sebring is 22. Latonia is 23. Lordstown 24. Ashtabula St. John is 25. And Bloomfield, who doesn't have a record on their team, on their seating, but they're seated.
They're coming out first game of the season, swinging.
We're swinging. So Bloomfield will round out the seedings as the 26th seed.
They're just like, nah, we'll wait till the playoffs.
And we look at the brackets. We'll start with the Grand Valley District, and we go to the top of the bracket, and it's going to be the 5th seeded Warren JFK getting the bye. They will await the winner of Shocker and Fairport Harding. That is a 17 seed versus a 19 seed in that game. And that'll play. The winner of that will go to Warren JFK on February 25th at 7:00.
Yeah.
The next. Oh, you want to say something about it?
I was just gonna say, whoever comes out of that game, they got a tall task because the Eagles
yeah.
are looking really good right now.
We go to the next line in the bracket. It's going to be Western Reserve taking on Maplewood. I think they're happy they don't have to play with Jackson Milton in the first round of the tournament like they have the last couple of years.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, they get to host too. So, I mean, good for Western Reserve. And like you said, they get healthy. That's a sneaky 12 seed.
The winner of that will play the winner of Wellsville versus McDonald. That game is the 7th seeded Wellsville against the 16th seeded McDonald, and it will be on the 22nd at 7. The winners of those two games will play each other.
If McDonald's having a good shooting night, man, they could contend with anybody. That'll be a good matchup, I think.
The bottom half of the bracket, Bristol, the 6th seed, is going to take the bye. They await the winner of Heartland Lake Center Christian. I'm sorry, Hartville Lake Center Christian. I saw Hart and I was like, wait a minute. But then I saw the 15. I was like, that can't be right. So Lake Center Christian, the 15 seed, they will play Sebring, the 22nd seed, and that'll be on the 22nd. Winner will go and play at Bristol.
Yeah, it should be a good game to see what Sebring can do.
Final line of the bracket, the 25 seeded Ashtabula St. John gets the bye. They await the winner of number 1 Matthews against Bloomfield, the 26th.
Yeah, Matthews just taking the game in the sectional semifinal, and they'd rather get their teeth sharpened for the tournament.
We've seen teams go both sides of that. They're either going to play the lowest seed in the bracket and play them in the sectional semi and get a game under their belt, or they're going to take the bye and await the winner of usually the 2 lowest seeds.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see which one of those why teams do what they do. I mean, looking at it, what it is, I mean, we know some teams just, they go with, I'd rather get as far as I can without playing anybody. And the other teams say, I don't want that much time in between games. I'd rather play with more consistency. So it's all about, I guess, just what your beliefs are as a coach.
Works out for Ashtabula St. John. They get an automatic bye into the sectional final.
They might have a chance to play a tournament game if the unthinkable happens too, a home tournament game.
Right. Shock the world. Bloomfield comes into their first game.
Oh my goodness. They get a home game. That stun them.
Oh man. We go to the Struthers District. As you said, Lowville, the 2 seed. They'll be the top seed in the bracket. They will get the bye, and they will await the winner of Valley Christian against Southern. That is 10th seeded Valley Christian against 18th seeded Southern. That'll be on the 22nd in Valley Christian.
That's a conference matchup too, so it's going to be round 3 between Southern and Valley.
Next game in the lineup, you have Heartland Christian, the 3rd seed, playing Warren Lordstown, the 24th seed. The winner of that will play the winner of 11th seeded Wyndham against 14th seeded Brookfield.
That's a great matchup. That's an interesting matchup is what that is. And I'm excited for Bombers and Warriors. And I mean, even then, whoever comes out of that, seeing I'm gonna say Heartland Christian's gonna beat Lordstown. I mean, just a guess, but Heartland Christian versus Brookfield or Wyndham would be a great matchup, I think.
We go to the second half of the bracket. Getting the bye on the top line is going to be Lisbon. They are the 8th seed. They await the winner of Jackson Milton against Badger. That'll be a 9 versus 13. So no matter what, Lisbon will get to host the sectional final.
And that's going to be exciting too, because I mean, Lisbon wants the home game, but that Jackson Milton Badger game is all of a sudden going to be interesting too, because we've seen Jackson Milton pull off some incredible games this season, but it is in Badger, so making the trip down to Kinsman, Ohio is going to be.
You let Aaron Romine get loose, you're going to have a bad day. I mean, that's just the likelihood of Jackson Milton and what they thrive on. We go to the last line in the bracket. Getting the bye will be the Youngstown Academy of Urban Scholars. They are the 20 seed, and they await the winner of St. Thomas Aquinas, the 4 seed, against Latonia, the 23.
Yeah, Bears got a little bit of a tall task ahead of them, but you never know what could happen with these games too. So they might be able to pull off the unthinkable.
Hey, you know what? They're telling themselves, we beat Lisbon beat Wellsville, therefore we beat Wellsville, and we're going to be fine.
Whatever you got to tell yourself.
Whatever you
Get
gotta tell
that
yourself,
win, Bears. Claw up.
We're going to be fine. You know, that fan logic. We're like, oh, we beat them and they beat them, so by default, we're better than that team.
Whatever you got to tell yourself. Get yourself the edge.
Oh, that's great. Those are the brackets. Those are the lineups, how they'll line up in Division 4. A lot of interesting matchups that we'll talk about a little bit closer to the tournament time, but that's going to be an exciting Division 4 bracket.
Yeah, we'll be, of course, filling out girls' brackets tomorrow. We'll fill out boys' brackets sometimes next week. We confirmed, too, for Friday. We got Coach Lamb of Liberty Boys Basketball coming on at 1. Also, right now, we're about 80% going to get Josh Fitch from WFMJ on next week sometime. I'm looking at...
I felt jealous because he was on the Power Hour, so I'm glad that he's going to come on.
I reached out to him, too. So we're looking at trying to get him on Thursday, too. It'll be just after those sectional semifinals. Huh?
You mean Friday?
Next Thursday.
Oh, next Thursday. Okay, I thought we were still talking Friday.
Right after those girls, a lot of the sectional semifinals for all the divisions, we'll be able to talk about those, talk about boys tournaments starting up, and great mind for basketball in the area from our partners over at WFMJ.
Gosh, yes. My OG, my homie.
Yeah, I love Josh Fitch. Love
seeing him around. Don't see him around enough. I feel like he should just go wherever I go. And
yeah, he just follows you around.
Follow me.
But no, I mean, it's been a great basketball season. Love getting these new minds coming on too, and just great basketball people from around the area too. And we have to give our friends over at WFMJ some love too. So we're gonna bring
with all of that being said, we have picks for tonight's regular season games. As the regular season is not done yet in girls basketball, there are still matchups here tonight for a lot of these teams. The last game of the regular season, actually, as they gear up for tournament time, and that's why you see a lot of non-conference matchups tonight as well, because conferences are kind of finished, and now it's just play the best team possible so we can get lined up for the tournament.
From October 19th to here, Anthony, we're already at the end of the regular season for the girls.
I'm something like softball. College softball starts today. And spring is on the way, and the weather's on the way, and let's just get through this tournament and have fun with it, and then let's get ready for baseball, softball.
That's what Anthony
and warmth, please.
Yeah, the warmth is something to look forward to. Basketball season ending kind of gets me a little bit down, but I'm excited.
He's so depressed when we come into the spring. Boom.
No, I do love my baseball and softball season.
He turns into Eeyore. I don't want to be a bother, but
there's no basketball.
There's no basketball.
No, I'm excited for baseball, softball season. Sign of warmer weather, and we've got plenty of talented teams in the area. But without further ado, let's get to our picks.
I think we split on 2 games yesterday. I know you won Waterloo because I know we split on that one. Was that the only one we split on? I think it was actually.
I
only split on one.
I don't know if we split on any more than one. I can't remember, honestly.
I'm almost 99% positive. I know this sounds really bad and we're losing all credibility with this game right now. but I'm almost 100% positive we split on one. You won that game, so it is your coin toss, defer or take. And the first pick is Poland at Canfield. The Cardinals have 61% of the fan vote. I think I know what you're gonna do, but do you want the pick or do you want me to take it?
Yeah, go on and take it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh man. Okay.
That
tough.
was the only one we split on, by the way. I double checked.
This one's tough. Because Poland got a little bit beat up on Monday against Hahn, who's comparable to Canfield. They've lost by 2 and they've lost by 1 and won by 2 against Canfield this season.
And now that
Poland already beat Canfield this year too.
And now that Canfield went down versus Louisville, are we going to get that Canfield team that's a world beater again that's going to go in against
I don't
Poland?
know. I don't know what Canfield's going to show up. I don't know if they'll close out the third quarter good. Because I can't see Poland losing twice, I'm going to pick Poland in this game.
I got to go Canfield because it's too split worthy not to. So I got to go Canfield.
All right, so we'll split on that, and I'll take Poland, and you'll take Canfield, and we'll go to the next one.
Awesome game for me, though. It's literally I was going to split no matter who you picked. So
Right.
I mean, I'm split. I was splitting no matter what.
Next game on the docket is going to be Jackson Milton traveling to Columbiana. They have to play their second game in 2 days with just 6 people on the roster. Ty, not a great situation, but they'll get to sharpen their teeth before tournaments here against Columbiana. Who you got in this one?
I got to go. I'm always wrong when I pick them.
Are you clapping?
I'm clapping. I'm going Lady Clippers. I mean,
so hard because I think Jackson Milton's better, but I also think that like when the fourth quarter comes and it's close, if they get refs to call a lot of fouls, then they're in trouble too. They have to have things go right to win games at this point with 6 people. It's hard to win with 6 players, even if 3 of them are very, very good basketball players.
Yeah, and it's just unfortunate roster situation, but Columbiana and Coach Chrisman has done a phenomenal job, and they've been able to grab a lot of significant wins this season.
Columbiana is going to come in this game and say, we're going to run them. We're going to press them. We're going to transition. We're going to run. We're going to force our tempo. And Jackson Milton, they better pace themselves. This game better be a marathon instead of a sprint, because I don't think their fourth quarter stamina can afford this to be a sprint with Columbiana. Their legs were gone in the fourth quarter last night. Their shooters were leaving things short in the fourth quarter. You could tell that their legs were just gone, and they can't get into a running match tonight and survive. So all that being said, I know this is kind of a swerve. All that being said, I still have to go with who I think is a better team, and I think it's Jackson Milton. So I'll take the Blue Jays. I'll split with the first 2 games, and I'll take the Blue Jays to win tonight.
I mean, you're down by what, 14? You kind of need to.
No, I cut it to what? On Wednesday, I cut it to 12, and you just put it back at 13.
Okay, so I was one off.
Don't short me one. On Tuesday, I cut it to 12. I got 2, you got 1.
Yeah, that's right. That's
right. Next one is Heartland Christian at Valley Christian. Ty, it's your first pick, I believe. No, it's my first pick. You picked the Columbiana one first. Valley Christian has 77% of the fan vote.
This
is going to go against the fans. Game. I'll take Valley.
Yeah, let me go Valley as well. This is going to be a surprisingly good game, I think, though.
This one's going to be good. Lisbon versus Lowville in Lowville, and the Rockets have 57% of the fan vote.
Yeah, give me Lowville at home.
And I'm not going to split with you. By the way, that was it was your first pick. I keep getting lost today.
Yeah.
You way to be on top of it. Salem will travel to Massillon Jackson, excuse me.
Ooh.
The Quakers have 63% of the fan vote.
Ooh.
This might be their biggest test, Ty.
Does they have to pick Salem?
My first pick. I gotta do some research first.
Anthony's got a double check on
them polar bears. I know how good they are at volleyball. Definitely one of the top teams in the state there. But I want to see just how
Anthony got worried. He got gun shy real quick on this one.
Oh, well, I'm down by 13. Let me find. Oh my gosh, I can't find them.
Oh my gosh.
Where are you?
Where are you, man?
Christmas. You think that doesn't look like it though? It says Ohio, but
I think Anthony's just gun shy to make a pick right now. He split on the first two, and now he's worried because he knows that if he's getting these all wrong, he's going into an insurmountable hole.
Screw it. I'm not gonna rock against the banner. I'll take Salem. I'm not rocking against the banner, even if Jackson's world beaters.
I'll take Catholic Jackson.
Polar bears. Them polar bears.
Any team that's 14 wins in the Federal League, I gotta go with Madison.
Really? I couldn't even find them. 14 wins.
7 of them coming in the Federal League too.
Where did you just search Jackson?
I searched Mashland Jackson.
That one didn't.
But we'll see. I mean, Salem's defense has been phenomenal this year too. So I mean, they've stopped some of the best offenses around the area. So
14-6, Massillon Jackson. I found them. 14-6, 7-5 in the Federal. They beat Louisville by 10, 20. They beat Louisville by 20. Yikes. They beat Massillon Perry by 6? Nope, 8. My math is terrible. They beat Canton Hoover by 25. Oh my god.
That's the 4 seed.
Hey, shock the world, Salem.
They're the 9
huge
seed.
win. Huge win. Go Quakers. I believe in Jenna McClay.
If they pull off this one, that is all sorts of momentum right before the tournament.
Let's go. We have games to get to still. Boardman traveling to Warren Harding. The Spartans have 88% of the fan vote. They won the first matchup in Boardman pretty handily. And your first pick. You made me pick Salem first.
Yeah.
Oh,
thank you. That's just how the chips fell, and I'm going with the Spartans tonight as well.
Yeah, I'll go with Spartans. Sparty up. Next one we have Crestview traveling to Hubbard. This could be a really good game. Hubbard plays really solid defense, but Crestview's been streaking late. Hubbard has the fan vote 56% to 44%, but I'm going to take Crestview on the road.
I'm taking Crestview and Lorraine Gaskins. I'm a believer in the Lady Rebels for the future, man. They're going to be exciting.
LeBray goes to Springfield, and then the Tigers have 87% of the fan vote. Ty, your first pick.
Yeah, I know McCoy is really good for LeBray, but I think Springfield just has a lot of weapons, and they're really good on defense. Give me the Lady Tigers.
Tigers all day, period. It's all Tigers tonight. East Liverpool versus East Palestine, and the Bulldogs have the fan vote edge right now. 57% to 43%. This one's gonna be good too.
Yeah, it should be a good one. My first pick?
Mine.
Oh.
Potters. Give me the East Liverpool.
Oh, he's going Potters. Who's home?
Palestine.
Give me the Lady Bulldogs.
Brookfield traveling to South Range, and the Raiders have 75% of the vote. This is a rematch of last year's district championship. Teams look different, obviously, but that's still the storyline, and it could be a district matchup this year as well. So interesting that these two teams are closing out the season against each other. Ty, it is my first pick again. I was getting all the bad ones. Ooh.
Is it yours, or did you pick first on the last one?
What was the last one? I don't know. I'm so lost. I picked first. It's yours. It's yours. Yes. Pick it, Ty.
Brookfield, hook, line, and sinker the Raider ship. Lady Warriors.
So this is the question that I pose to the universe before I make this pick. South Range has the schedule edge. By far.
We do.
Tournament experience edge. Brookfield made it close last year with Izzy Lamparty on the team. Fitch is going to bring a suit.
What is that?
I don't know. It's
What does that have to do with it? Fish is just going to bring a suit. Fish always brings a suit.
No,
What are we
not always. He's not always in a suit. They have
He's
good
like
mojo when he's in a suit.
5% of the time.
They've only lost once this year when he's in a suit, if I'm not mistaken. And it was the Christmas tournament game against
Anthony
Fort
Sterling.
Fry. He didn't bring a suit to Poland. I don't think he wore a suit all the way to Hoban. He didn't wear. Well, he might have wore a suit in the Salem game. He hasn't lost a lot with the suit on this year. I think he's going to wear a suit tonight. I'm going to take the Raiders.
Prop betting over here. And
Yep, prop bet. Soccer versus Badger. Badger has a 75% edge in the fan vote, and it is my first pick. I'm taking Badger.
Oh, Anthony got a rock with a Badger.
I know about soccer. I know they're struggling. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go Badger as well. I don't know a whole lot about soccer, but I'll go with your word on that.
here'll be a fun one. Camel goes to Niles. Camel trying to get, I believe, their 5th win of the season. Might be their fourth or 5th win of the season. Niles just kind of in the same boat. They've been on the struggle bus. They've been able to win a couple games late. Elena Thigpen broke the record for rebounds in a game earlier this season against Cheney not too long ago. It's your first pick. Camel at Niles. Niles has 57% of the fan vote right now.
Red Devils slay the Red Dragons tonight. Give me Camel.
Going with Camel.
I'm going with
Playing
Camel.
their second game in 2 days, by the way. I'll split with you. I'll take the Dragons.
All right.
So we split on that one. We split on South Range Brookfield. We split on Columbiana and Jackson Milton. And we also split on East Palestine, East Liverpool. And we split on Poland Canfield.
That's 5, buddy. That's 5. You split on.
Making my way back. I'm going to get all 5 tonight and run.
All 5. We'll see. We'll see.
We will see. You know what, Ty? We did it again. We didn't even check on our Baird Brothers Prices Right challenge. We got so lost in the show. So right now, I'm going to tell you where it was yesterday when we had to make our picks. Remember, it was at right below 10,000, like 9,700 and 9,971 or something close to that. So I guess we both just have to guess where it is right now to decide the Baird Brothers Big Dog of the Valley winner for our Price is Right challenge last week. Ty going for the season sweep, which is just embarrassing. It's been a day, Ty. I'll take the first jab. Let's see. It was at almost 10,000 yesterday around this time. They've had a day to vote. The girls alone were at 8,000 yesterday. I'm going to go with a total right now of 26,000. And since it's a day, the gap for you can be 1,000.
I think it's going to be higher. Give me 40,000.
Let's see.
Give me 40,000. I'll give you a big gap, buddy. I'll give you 14,000 in a gap. Give me 40,000.
All right, the girls right now. Oh my God.
What is it? Is it already bad for you? I probably got like half of it already.
Forget half of it. They beat me. That's what the girls vote. The girls' total right now is at 46,066.
Well,
Holy
Anthony,
smokes. Yesterday at this time, it was at 8,000.
Well, Anthony, you pulled off the 0-10 season, buddy. It's over for you in the Baird Brothers. There's no more Big Dog voting in the winner. You're 0-10. I'm South Range with the 10-0 this time. I'm the Raiders in football.
Little did you know that the player of the year one is worth 10 points.
Oh, Anthony wants to get.
I'm changing the rules.
It's high or nothing. It's double or nothing.
The boys is at 5,713, and the wrestling total is at 10,397. So girls are lighting the world on fire. And I'm not shocked because Beaver Local's on that list.
Oh yeah, I mean that's why I was like Beaver Locals in there, man. That's why I went 40.
I thought 26 was a high. I was like, that gives them almost 20,000 votes in a day. That's big. Nope, we got almost 40,000 votes in a day.
They're killing it right now. That's over 60,000. I had 20,000 breathing room with this one.
Well, at least I didn't lose by 39 votes like I did a couple weeks ago.
That one was
hurt.
That
one hurts.
That one was really funny. That was
funny
that
for
was
you. Emotional damage for me.
Anthony looking for his one win. He couldn't get it.
I'm coming at you for the Baird Brothers Big Dog Player of the Game poll.
It's coming.
It's worth 10.
Player of the Year is worth 10. It's either a tie or I beat you by 20.
Just like whose line is it anyway, where the points don't matter? No matter what, this last one.
9, so you lose either way, or you could just make it a little
This
more.
last one's worth 100 points, and the winner take all.
That's what's worth 100 points. It's over.
Yeah, it's
you
over.
win that one. So everything
11.
before means nothing.
It's worth 11 points.
Oh man.
You have the regular season championship, and I'm going to take the player of the year championship.
Player of the Year. I'm 10-0 versus you, Anthony. Like I said,
You're probably like 20-0 because I don't think I won the football one either.
I South ranged you in football season, and that I'm Springfielding you in basketball season, and this undefeated.
Springfield, by the way, is one of I believe 5 teams in the whole state of Ohio that's still undefeated right now.
That's impressive too. That they still.
I think it was 5.
Considering they've played a fairly tough schedule too, with some pretty good teams on there. I mean, it's impressive. But hey, as the show winds down, don't forget tomorrow, Friday, we have Coach Lamb coming on from the Liberty Boys basketball team. He's going to be coming on at 1:00 tomorrow, so we're going to be excited to talk with him for the first time and check off Liberty on both sides, as well as we have all of our picks for tomorrow night's games, as well as the weekend, as well as we got to fill out some girls tournament brackets.
Yeah, we're filling out the brackets, man. We're filling them out live on the show, and me and Ty, we're just competing with each other once again. We like to compete with each other, so
it'll be fun.
I always lose. Man, this sucks.
Basketball season winding down as tournaments coming into full swing starting Saturday. We'll get you prepared for it on tomorrow's show before the weekend. Until then, we'll see you.
I'm making up 5. 22-hour break. We'll be back tomorrow. Casual Sports Podcast coming up next from 2 to 3, Power Hour with Jake Gehring. Big Power Hour. Don't miss it from 3 to 4. And then a bunch of basketball on the